$50 courtesy of Edgar Snyder and Associates. 7-6 Cubs, the final. We'll take you back through the game. Coming up next here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Life.
At AHN Sports Medicine, we know injuries. Tears, tweaks, pops, pulls, strains, sprains, and, of course, breaks. We also know that no two injuries are alike, which is why at AHN Sports Medicine, we offer advanced surgical options and specialized sports performance physical therapy. At AHN, we see you. Call 412-DOCTORS to get expert care from AHN, the official medical provider of your Pittsburgh Pirates.
In Pittsburgh, we don't just show up, we show pride. From the steel mills to the stands, we are Pittsburgh. Pittsburghers drink local. Pittsburghers have been drinking Iron City since 1861. Cold, smooth, built for our city. Through every inning, every season, every generation. Our city, our team, our beer. Drink Iron City beer.
Back on the postgame show from Wrigley Field, a 7-6 Cubs win today. And the Pirates built an early lead right off the bat. O'Neill Cruz. Officially, the wind is whistling out at 18. That is a fierce wind. The pitch is swung on, hit high up into the air in right field. The wind's taking it deep, and this ball's out of here. Wow, just a fly ball to right, and it's 7 rows back. A leadoff home run for O'Neill Cruz. 1-0 Pirates in Chicago. And his hitting streak to 11 games now, tying a career best. The Pirates had the bases loaded, nobody out in the second inning against Jamison Tayo, and he struck out the next 2 hitters, but he couldn't get the third. Brandon Lau at the plate. With the bases loaded here, here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball up high in the air to right, deep. Suzuki back to the basket, and there it goes, a grand slam. Brandon Lau, pow, wow. And so Lau, the second baseman by the Pirates to ever hit a grand slam here at Wrigley Field. My partner Neil Walker, the other, who did it twice. And so Brandon Lau can't control how many base runners are on, but he hit a second home run in the 5th. Swinging a fly ball, hit well out to right, and Brandon Lau has another. Hey, Brandon, how about another home run? 2 today for the Bucs second baseman. 6-2 Pirates on top at Wrigley. And so it looked like, in the 5th inning, a pretty good lead, but here at Wrigley Field on a day with the wind blowing out, you never can tell, though the Pirates pitchers would keep the ball in the ballpark the rest of the game. It was a sac fly by Alex Bregman, bringing in a run in the 5th off Bubba Chandler, who gave up 3 runs in 5 1/3 today. Then after a leadoff walk, it came around to score on a sac fly by Bregman. It was a ball just beyond the infield that fell, was caught by Brandon Lau, who fell down because that wind pushed it back a little farther than he thought. And alertly, it would be Dansby Swanson to come in to score. And that made it a 6-4 game. The first 2 walks of the 8th inning came around to score on a base hit by Michael Busch, pinch hitting, that interrupted an 0 for 30 skid by Busch. And on the same play, a throwing error by Brian Reynolds, just trying to get the ball into the infield. It was so offline that the second run, Swanson was able to score on that play, and that tied the game. And then the leadoff double against Jose Urquidy came around to score in the 9th. He got 1 out before that winning run came to pass. And the Cubs storm back 7-6. They win it. And the Pirates will go home taking 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. And the Pirates with a stolen base today by O'Neill Cruz. And that means steal a base, steal a deal from Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hurry over to VIOC.com/steal, STEAL. And you score $25 off your next premium oil change from Valvoline. It's a 7-6 Cubs win today, and we'll give you the final numbers right after this here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
This Pirates Moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all the electrical, telecommunication, and broadcasting needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBEW will be here to stand by you for all your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members proudly show their hometown pride in supporting the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
I enjoyed life on the road. I was young and foolish then, Bob. Young and single. It's great.
Oh, there's a story or two there. He brought that up.
No.
He brought that up. Got some money in my pocket. He's a dangerous man because he's got some money in his pocket, Joe Starkey. On the road, single boy. I see where you're going.
No, that wasn't where I was going.
No, it was. Your mind took you there.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
RingCentral will completely transform the way you work. It gives you built-in AI across all your business conversations. Your phone system has an AI receptionist that answers calls 24/7. Your video meetings have AI that takes notes instantly. Even your contact center has AI, so you can help customers faster. It all comes together in one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. RingCentral, voice of your business.
Pirates fans, listen up. If you're in the military, we want to give you the PNC Park experience for less. As a show of our appreciation for your service and sacrifice to this country, members of the military and their families can save big on their seats at select home games all season long. Visit pirates.com/military for details. Let's go, Bucks! Back on the postgame show here from Chicago, the Cubs win 7-6 today. For every Pirates pitcher strikeout in April, Coppers is donating $25 to the March of Dimes. 94 strikeouts, a pledge of $2,350 already this month, courtesy of Coppers, protecting what matters, preserving the future. And for the Cubs today, 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors, 10 left. Chicago improves to 7-8. The Pirates 6 runs on 7 hits, an error, and 5 left. The Pirates are 9-6. The winner is Daniel Palencia in relief. He's 1-0. The loss to Jose Urquidy. He is 0-1. Time of the game 3 hours 2 minutes. 35,711 here at Wrigley Field. The Pirates pack up and head home to begin a 7-game homestand with a 4-game series against the Washington Nationals tomorrow night at PNC Park. Paul Skeens gets the ball for the Bucks tomorrow, and it'll be Cade Cavalli for Washington. We'll come on the air at 6:15 for the 6:40 first pitch tomorrow night from PNC Park. Thanks again to Seth Davis back at our Network Control Center, and to Bill Carambellis, our producer-engineer with us here in the booth. And for my partner, Neil Walker, my name is Joe Block, repeating the final score here this afternoon. It was the Cubs 7 and the Pirates 6. So long and good afternoon from Chicago. This has been a presentation of the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City at IC Light.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team.
You like that song Love and Marriage from Married with Children?
Yeah, it's a good song.
And
They go together like a horse and carriage.
Can you finish it?
This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah!
Let's go.
You can't have one without the other.
Your dad loved that show, didn't he?
It's like his all-time favorite.
I think loved implies that he no
Al
longer
Bundy's
loves it.
his all-time favorite character.
The PM team at 2 p.m.
Pirates fans, do you want to enjoy the game in style and with some of the best views of the city of Pittsburgh? Then it's time to enjoy Bucko baseball from the privacy and comfort of a premium suite at PNC Park. Guests can enjoy first-class amenities, including a private restroom, catered food and beverage, space to entertain, and more. Perfect for celebrating special occasions, connecting with friends and family, and entertaining your most important clients. Reserve your suite today at piratespremium.com.
This is going to do it. This game is over. Should be the ball game.
You've been been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network. Today's game on the Pirates Radio Network has been brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Caring for you through every win, loss, and every moment in between. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Sheets, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Why the Sheets not? Get a snack after the game. Pittsburgh Brewing Company. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and Icy Light. Ford, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Pirates. NSS Life. For low-cost insurance and high-yielding annuities, it's NSS Life, where family matters. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Highmark Health. Highmark is proud to support Pirates everywhere, from home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by PNC. PNC, brilliantly boring since 1865. You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network.
This broadcast was presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
The ball game is over.
And this game is over.
And the ball game is over.
Now, it's time for your reaction on the Pirates Fan Reaction Show. The Og Murphy and Prikoski Fan Reaction Show is presented by Van Handel Cleaning and Restoration and is brought to you by Bellman Electric, Sir Grout's, Hampton Beer Outlet, Guardian Protection, NJM Insurance, Keystone Custom Apparel, Veteran Basement Waterproofing, Zero Res, and Og Murphy and Prikoski Law Firm. We're all in.
And this will do it. The ball game is over.
The Fan Reaction Show is on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
6-6, bases loaded for the Cubs, 1 out in the ninth. The pitch, swinging a deep fly ball, that's going to do it. Carson Kelly wins it for the Cubs. Cubs are going to get one today. They storm back. It was a 5-0 Pirate lead, but on a day where the wind was blown out of Wrigley Field, Cubs are going to get one of this series. A 7-6 final here today.
And that's the way it went down. Cubs win, 7-6 your final. They have not been swept at Wrigley since June of 2023. Would've, could've, should've. Welcome to the Og Murphy and Prikoski Reaction Show presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Og Murphy and Prikoski, we are all in. The Bucks had a 5-0 lead at one point. Then it was 6-2. Then it was 6-3. And then it was 6-4. And then, to me, the real turning point, they talked about the wind blowing out. The wind had nothing to do with the throw that Brian Reynolds made from left field. I mean, that wasn't even a throw to get someone out. It was just a throw. He lobbed it into the infield errantly. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that just makes me crazy, but that's just me. Why don't we go to a man that had a front row seat at Wrigley? Neil Walker joins us now from the friendly confines. And Neil, is it nice to have company as a Pirates second baseman with a grand slam in Wrigley? That was kind of cool, wasn't it?
That was cool. But more than that, it was nice to see a hot start by the Pirates. A lot of times in these situations where you have a chance to either win a series or sweep a series, sometimes teams tend to come out a little flat. That wasn't the case at the beginning of the game today. But as you mentioned, you just felt or at least I felt like, after those 5 runs, you had to continue to add on more and more and more, and adding only one more after that certainly wasn't enough.
You very prophetically said, I don't know if you remember if you said it, I don't think 6 will be enough. Do you remember saying that?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I remember thinking going to the ballpark today. I thought Bubba would have a nice start. I thought that it was going to be a little bit tough when he would come out of the game as far as who was available today. And I just kind of thought in my head that 7 or 8 was probably the number that needed to get it done. And that kind of seemed like that was going to be, that was the case today. So, but nonetheless, I mean, I think it's a good thought to be not so happy about taking 2 or 3 in Chicago in an early series. A nice test for this Pirates group. And for the most part, they answered.
Yeah. And, we always come to the conclusion by saying, when you go to Chicago, you're feeling kind of good about the way things are. Would you take 2 out of 3 before you even started? And the answer is probably going to be, yeah, we'll take that.
Very much so. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is a tough place to play. It was rowdy all weekend. There wasn't a ton for Cubbies faithful to cheer for really much through game 1 and 2. And then when that inning happened with Reynolds throwing the ball in and the game got tied, you felt the energy shift in this ballpark, and they certainly took advantage of that.
And that's the part I think that bothered me the most, was that it wasn't that the wind was blowing out and the Cubs were hitting the cover off the ball. The Pirates, with 5 walks, 3 of which scored, and then the error, that's what allowed them back in the game and allowed them to win the game. And it's one thing if the Cubs come and take it and they beat you, like you tip your cap and all the other things you say when the other team just makes plays and beats you, that's okay. When you beat yourselves, that's when you go home and you go, why did we let that happen?
I couldn't agree more. The 5,000-foot view from this game, what was it, 5 walks in the last 3 innings?
Exactly.
That certainly sticks out more than anything else. And then 3 of them coming around to score. You're not going to be able to win tight games against good teams over the course of a long season if that's how things are trending. So guys are still trying to get things going. Obviously, Justin Lawrence has had a tough start to this season, but his stuff is so good. The ball's coming out of his hands so well. I mean, we saw a couple of 98s from him today, but I know people don't want to hear that, but you hope that he's able to kind of turn things around, because for the most part, guys down there have been doing a fine job of locking down games when they have the chance. And now we move on. We got a 7-game homestand against the Nationals and Rays, and hopefully we can take advantage of those.
Exactly. Neil, thanks so much for the time. Let you get on that plane and get home. Great job as always, and we appreciate your time.
Okay, thanks, Paul.
All right. Neil Walker live with us from Wrigley Field. Not only was he just an amazing player, as we all know, I think he has really taken his role as a color analyst on these broadcasts. He's taken it so seriously, and he is doing it so well. He's very tuned in, and he said right when I think it was 6-2, he said, "I don't think 6 is going to be enough today." I mean, that just comes from experience and just an unbelievable feel for the game. And Neil was brought to you by the Veteran Basement Waterproofing in Bethel Park. We appreciate them. We are going to get to stating your case. We have Steve and Chuck. Those guys are on hold. But let's get to our electric player of the game. Pellman Electric, cutting-edge electrical contractors covering the tri-state area. Well, I mean, it's obviously Mr. Lau, who was just amazing. Why don't we take a listen to his second home run that gave the Pirates the 6 runs they thought they were going to be okay with.
Swinging a fly ball, hit well out to right, and Brandon Lau has another. Hey, Brandon, how about another home run? 2 today for the Bucs second baseman, 6-2. Pirates on top at Wrigley.
So that was our play of the game, but our electric player that's our electric player of the game. But to me, the play of the game, and it's going to be the same guy, but it's a different at bat, and it actually came a little bit sooner than that. After the Pirates had loaded the bases, Bart struck out, Cruz struck out. You're thinking, you're going to let the Cubs out of this bases loaded, nobody out inning? No. Mr. Lau said, no, that is not going to happen on my watch.
With the bases loaded here, here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball up high in the air to right, deep. Suzuki back to the basket, and there it goes, a grand slam. Brandon Lau, pow, wow.
Even got the pow wow from Joe Block on that one. The play of the game brought to you by Sir Grout, your local tile, grout, and stone restoration specialist. And I think on a lot of days, that 6-run lead, or you had the 2-run lead at that point, or whatever it was. It was at 5-0 lead, a 6-2 lead, a 6-3 lead, a 6-4 lead, and then there was no longer a lead. So unfortunately, the Pirates do not manage to sweep the Cubs. They do have a very successful trip. They take 2 out of 3. They come home 9-6. The Cubs get up to 7-8. Chandler did have an impressive start, goes 5 1/3. He gives up 5 hits, 3 runs, strikes out 4, walks 2. Jameson Taillon, the former Pirate, goes 6 innings, gives up 6 hits, 6 runs, but they run 2 home runs. One was a single solo shot by Brandon Lau, the other the grand slam, but he strikes out 10 and only walks 2. But the Pirate bullpen did not have everything it needed. And it didn't have as many available arms as they would have liked either, because they really have gone, pretty quick to the pen. I don't know when they're going to start stretching these guys out a little longer. It started with Keller, earlier in the week when, he goes 6 strong, and I think it was only at 75 pitches. All of a sudden, he's done. Ashcraft was done last night. It's just, if you want to be able to have a bullpen that's very effective, you need to give them a little bit of time, and you need to let your starters work a little longer. And hopefully, as we get a little deeper into the season, both the majority of this comes from a lot of people are going to point, oh, what's Donnie Kelly doing pulling his pitchers? That is something that is mandated from the front office. They have these guys on a pitch count because the biggest investment you have and the most precious commodity you have are those pitchers' arms. And even though there's been no way in the world to determine how much work and how much buildup and how much time do you need before you let them go, how many innings you're going to let them go, that's who's calling the shots there. There's a pitch count on all of these guys, and I think it cripples Donnie Kelly and his ability to let guys go a little deeper in games. We're probably never going to get that. Donnie's never going to come clean with that until, he does mention pitch counts now and again. But at the same time, I think that's coming from higher up. How many pitches, how many innings these guys can go in terms of the length of their starts. Pirates lose to the Cubs by the score of 7-6. The phone lines are open. Steve, Chuck, and Greg, we will get to you in a little bit. Who's hot and who's cold? D'Amelio's HVAC in Greensburg. Your comfort is our business. Well, the Bucks are hot. I'm just going to say the Bucks. I know this is not a great day to talk about how hot the Bucks are, but you know what? You go to Chicago, you take 2 out of 3. You start the year 9-6. You're in first place in the Central. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the first in 11 series against the Cubs. This is the first in those 12 series that you come with more wins than the Cubs do. So the Bucks are hot, and I'm going to stick to that story. Also, as far as insurance run of the game, well, we thought that Brandon Lau provided that with the 6th run, but Neil Walker knew better, and so did the Cubs. That's presented by NGM Insurance. NGM, no jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance run of the game, unfortunately, today did not happen in the 7-6 loss. It was Kelly, the catcher, that comes up with a base hit. All he had to do was make pretty good contact, and it was game over. Walking off the Pirates in Wrigley today. Again, that final 7-6. Your phone calls are straight ahead on the Og, Murphy, and Perkowski Reaction Show, presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Og, Murphy, and Perkowski, we are all in. Back in a flash.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I need a little range, step to the range. There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Sir Grout Pittsburgh specializes in hard surface restoration. Whether it's tile or grout cleaning and sealing or natural stone restoration, Sir Grout will transform and renew floors, kitchens, foyers, mudrooms, bathroom showers, and countertops. They can restore the beauty and luster of natural stone with polishing and preventative stain sealant processes. Sir Grout trained technicians can even change the grout color to update the area's look and style. Call 412-960-6310 now to book your appointment.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Og, Murphy, and Perkowski are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Og, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread being stuck in an elevator with a total stranger.
Hey.
Who's an oversharer.
Oh, bean burrito for lunch.
Then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
Is water taking over your basement? Are your foundation walls cracking? Don't wait. Call the experts. Call Veteran Basement Waterproofing. Having 30 years of experience and veteran-owned Veteran Basement Waterproofing believes in honest, experienced inspections and getting the job done right the first time with a lifetime warranty. Don't let water damage your home. For a free inspection, call Joe the Waterproofer at Veteran Basement Waterproofing, 724-217-0677.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan gets your day started with the latest in Pittsburgh sports with the Fan Morning Show with Doran Dickerson and Adam Crowley. Weekdays 5:40 to 10. Presented by Guardian Protection on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Now back to the Og Murphy and Perkoski reaction show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Lawrence with 2 on and 2 out, and the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball, back of short. Griffin can't get their base hit. It'll dump in. Here comes Suzuki to score. Swanson held it third. The throw is offline. Swanson to the plate. That throw is offline. Tie game. The error costs the Pirates the lead. 6-6 here in the 8th.
For me, and welcome back to the show, Paul Alexander with you. Those are the things that are just so hard to watch. That was not Brian Reynolds trying to gun somebody out somewhere with some aggressive throw. He was lobbing the ball back into the infield and threw that away. I don't understand how you can be that bad as long as you've played baseball this long. And the other night, that whatever attempted catch he tried to make in left field, solid bat. That's a good bat, but my goodness, I know the bat plays, but man, you watch that San Diego outfield. I mean, that San Diego outfield, they hit the ball, but you know what they can do? They can catch it and throw it. What a concept. Let's go to Steve in Homer City. Hello, Steve.
Paul, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. I have a couple thoughts here. You know, obviously I understand, I agree with what you're saying with Donnie Kelly being under a mandate with the pitching staff, starting pitchers on pitch counts. My concern is how he manages the bullpen. Obviously, giving Justin Lawrence leverage innings game after game as he continues to show he doesn't have control. He can't manage I mean, you just can't manage through an inning.
They've been overworking their bullpen so much. He already eliminated a lot of arms. Santana and Soto had worked 2 days in a row. When you work guys 2 days in a row, that third day isn't going to happen more often than not. So what they have to do, and that's where it starts. That's why I say it starts at the top. When your starters are mandated basically to only go 5 and at most 6, you can't get any kind of relief for your bullpen where you're feeling you're getting fresh arms in there. And I've been doing this for a long time, Steve. And, the fact that they took Keller out the other night and then Lawrence came in and things didn't go well, obviously, immediately. People would be calling the show if they would have kept Keller in and he gives up 3 or 4. They're like, why did they go to the bullpen? What are they doing? You know what? Here's the thing about the guys that come into the game. They're not supposed to suck when they come in. They're supposed to get people out. And those are the available arms that you have. So, to me, we always put it on the manager for who he goes to and when he goes to them. Whoever you go to and when you go to them, they're supposed to get people out.
I agree. Where I will push back a little bit is Gregory Soto was clearly available had it been a save situation. He threw 1 pitch yesterday. To get to the 10th inning to have the opportunity of a save situation, you have to get to the 10th inning. I think in that situation, you throw your best arm you have available, bottom of the 9th, give your team the chance to get to the top of the 10th, and that's where I have some issue.
Yeah, but they lost this. They lost this game because Brian Reynolds can't make a routine throw to the infield.
No, I will.
That's why they lost. That's why they lost the game. We could do whatever we want with everything else. A simple throw to the infield cost them the game.
I would agree with that, and I think that's where Reynolds is sometimes frustrating. Great bat.
Yes. I'd say a good bat.
It's a seasonal bat, I should say.
What's nice is, as you see both he and Cruz now, when they're not expected to be all of their offense, they can relax a little bit, and actually, I think they're going to both have really good years. Both Cruz has an 11-game hit streak right now. That's a new career best. And
I agree, and I think Cruz has shown something in the field after the first couple games, and I think it's somewhat actually Reynolds is the weak link in that outfield right now.
Oh yeah, and that's not going to change. Cruz I think has immense potential because of all that athletic ability. No one can run a ball down like he does. No one can throw like he does. Reynolds is never going to be good defensively, but what you don't want and can't put up with is being that bad. It's one thing. It's one thing, not to make great plays or exceptional plays. Okay, your bat allows you to be an okay outfielder, but you can't be a liability out there, which he was today.
Correct, and I think it's a lot of mental lapses. I think,
sure.
And also speaking defensively, where I think the defense actually this year, which we thought would be a weak link, has not really cost them as many games as we thought.
No, it started awful, and it's gotten a lot better since that opener. That really has. Things have been pretty solid defensively.
Yeah, but I looking at today, you also can't give up a sac fly on an infield fly. I get.
Yeah, but you know what?
There's issues
Steve,
there.
that's such a play with the wind blowing like it was, and you're going back on the ball. That ball probably went 6 or 7 feet further back than Lau thought it was going to. And you end up on your backside. That was just a great job of base running in a very unfortunate situation. That was not anybody's fault.
Yeah, whichever way you look at it, it's a good start to the year. Taking 2 or 3 in Wrigley, you can never be angry about. But It's just still, when you're letting the game slip away with mental.
Yeah, as I told Neil on the air, I said, hey, if Chicago would have started smacking the ball around, in the late innings and hit a couple more home runs, you're like, okay, they beat us. No, you beat yourself today, and that's frustrating.
Absolutely.
All right, Steve, thanks for the call, brother. Have a good one. Let's go to my man Chuck in Uniontown. Hey, Chuck.
Good afternoon, and thanks. Well, Paul, just like you and anybody else, I'm not happy today. But I'm going to tell you something. This team, this is going to show something different of their strength. And you use the R word, it's called resiliency. Yeah, we lost one today. Yeah, albeit we gave it away today. But the spirit of this team is different than previous years. We're going home. Skeens is on the mound. We go to the medicine cabinet. We get some salve to put on this one. And we bounce back. And we remember that what wasn't last week wasn't the same kind of bad loss in Cincinnati. We lost in Cincinnati, then we ran off 5 in a row. And yeah, as I said, we beat ourselves today. But still, 2 out of 3 in Chicago. This is the kind of team that this one hurts, no question. I'm not disputing that. But this will enable us to see another side of this year's Pirates and the resiliency they have. We're going home tomorrow. Skeens is on the mound. Yeah, Washington is probably doing a little better than we thought they would. But starting tomorrow night, we're going to make up for the fact that the Cats are beating our Pens around by beating Washington, and we'll be okay.
And I got to give Greg Counsell, you have to go back to Bob Prince. He pinch hits a guy that had been 0 for 30 in Bush. And doesn't he get the base hit they need?
The hidden vigor.
0 for 30, the hidden vigorish was there.
But, Paul, as I said, there is something different about this team that's been for the last several years for the Pirates.
Well, I mean, and Chuck, all you have to do is look at the first 2 games against Chicago. Those are not games they would have won last year. Not even close. They would have been blown out in those 2 games.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I know, and I feel it too, and I could not agree more. But we're still at a very, we're at the infancy stage. Like, let's say the season is a marathon, which it is. We're at the 2-mile mark right now.
Yeah, but even at the 2-mile mark, Paul, there are signs that manifest themselves as to what kind of year it's going to be. And as I said, the esprit de corps on this team is different than years before.
Well, and what really helps, and Chuck, it's all the things you're talking about, but what it also is, they also know that they have more talent than they've had in a good while.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not get all, la-di-da and kumbaya about it. They have a better team. They have better bats. They have a really good pitching rotation. Now, the bullpen, it needs to get better. And I think that there's enough live arms in that bullpen. If they can figure some things out, mainly control. And Chuck, thanks as always for the call. I hate walks more than anything in the world. I mean, I hate it when kids play and they can't throw strikes. When professional baseball players can't throw strikes, and that's their job. I mean, you can't throw fat strikes down the middle. I get that. You got to work it in and out. You got to go up and down. You got to change speeds. I realize pitching in the major leagues is not easy, but walking people to me is unacceptable. It just is. Let's go to Greg in Youngstown. Hey, Greg.
Hey, how's it going? I'm not going to be as super positive. And then here's the problem. I mean, we sound like Browns fans for football. Until we're in June and we're like in first, I'll be happy. Until then, I'm going to wait. And here's the problems with this team. The bullpen's this is a fair bullpen. It's not good enough right now. I don't know if it is going to be good enough. And
well, Greg, no, that's why they're going to play a lot more games. And if you haven't seen some of the stuff that these guys have, they have to figure some things out. This is a young pitching staff. That is a young bullpen. And they have a lot of good pieces there. They got to stop walking everybody. That's what they need to do.
I'll tell you a player right now. I wish they would just DFA this dude because he stunk last year. I don't think he's any good. Is Bart? Bart's not good, and Davis can't hit. Okay, I'll put up with his non-hitting because he's going to catch schemes and he can throw runners out. Barth can't field and he can't hit. So we have 2 other guys in the minors, Andy and that guy we got from the Yankees.
Yeah, and again, we're at the 2-mile mark of the marathon. I don't think Bart's here long term this year. I don't at all because they have better, like you just said, they have better solutions in the minor leagues right now. And right now, I mean, there's no question that Davis is the better guy back there right now. I mean, you just had to give him a little break, I guess. But no, Bart isn't getting it done. There's no question about that.
And Ozuna, here's the thing too. I'm not giving anybody a break. You're paying this guy money. If he heads into June with the same garbage he's doing right now, you're going to have to figure something out. Because this guy could have won he should have put that game away today. Even you can say the bullpen wasn't good in the end or Reynolds had made a bad throw. He had 2 guys on, and he whiffed. This guy has 0 RBIs, no home runs. He has done nothing.
Yeah, and
Now,
you know what? He had another couple of seasons where he was like basically 0 for April and finished with 30-plus home runs and close to 100 RBIs. So I agree that right now it's not working, but right now is only right now. And you paid him Greg, you paid him $12 million. Guess what? He's going to get his opportunity to work himself out of it.
Well, I hope, because like I said, I'd rather see Gonzalez batting. I'd rather see other guys DHing than this dude right now, because I want to win games. You know what? If this guy's just going to go into a funk and you're going to try to
he hit the ball. He hit the ball hard twice yesterday. He's going to come through it. He's a professional hitter. His track record suggests you got to give him an opportunity to figure it out.
No, and one more thing, though. I mean, like I said, I'll wait till June to make my opinion on this team. I'm not going to print a playoff ticket yet. I love Skeens. I love Ashcroft. I think Keller is a streaky pitcher. And we have Jones coming up. When Jared Jones comes in, he may be in the bullpen because he can't pitch a lot of innings because he's coming off an injury. So this may be a secret weapon.
That would be a great arm in the bullpen, and I think that's at least when he does come back, and he's ahead of schedule from what I hear. I think that's where you start him, is in the bullpen, and he could be a great leverage guy. No question.
No, he could be a closer. The guy throws so hard.
He could be a beast.
I'll let you go.
All right, Greg. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Bob and Jill, hang in there. I'm going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with more of your phone calls right here on the Og Murphy and Prikoski Reaction Show, presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Og Murphy and Prikoski. We're all in on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
Joe, before I even get into the Steelers topic, I was wondering what you thought of this. I was on hold with customer service, and then they were like, to go back to the main menu, press the star key. And then it dawned on me, what a cool segment.
The star key.
Cool segment idea for Joe Starkey. Press the star key.
You like that?
So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you.
I like that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're going to go to that next week. Push the star key.
That's beautiful.
Yes, push him in a direction.
Off the ledge. Back him into a corner.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
When disaster strikes your home or business, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration of Pittsburgh is ready to help. Our certified team handles everything from emergency cleanup to full reconstruction, working directly with your insurance to make the process simple. Available 24/7, we respond fast and restore your property with care, honesty, and experience you can trust. Visit panhandlecr.com. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, restoring Pittsburgh's peace of mind.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-300-4411 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-300-4411. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-300-4411 now to find out how much you could save.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan gets your day started with the latest in Pittsburgh sports with the Fan Morning Show with Doran Dickerson and Adam Crowley. Weekdays 5:40 to 10. Presented by Guardian Protection on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Now back to more of the Og Murphy and Prikoski Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Here's his 0-1. Ballesteros is swinging a deep drive to center. Cruz back. Warning track turning around. There it goes. Home run over the 400-foot sign. Ballesteros with his second home run. And the Cubs get a couple of solo shots here in the third inning. It's 5-2 Pirates.
And at that time, those seemed inconsequential. You know, what really killed Tyone was not the Cruz leadoff home run, but the grand slam. Because you get too many base runners with the wind blowing out at Wrigley, it's going to cost you. And that's exactly what happened to the Pirates in the final couple of innings was all those walks. They had 5 walks in the last 3 innings. 3 of those runners scored. And that's where I put it. And if you want to blame Don Kelly for bringing in the wrong guys, oh, okay. But they have a job to do when they come into the game, and it's not walk people, it's get people out. And then that god-awful throw from Reynolds, I still don't understand what that was all about. It was not, again, not an aggressive throw to try to get an advancing runner. He was just getting the ball back into the infield. Oh, that kind of stuff makes me crazy. I don't know why. Let's go to Bob. Hey, Bob, welcome to the show.
Call, big fan. Thanks for taking my call.
Very welcome, and thank you.
Hey, I agree 100% about Reynolds. You're making $13 million a year. You should be able to throw the ball into the infield. But where I do disagree is you have to bring Soto in the 8th. He's your best reliever. He pitched 1 pitch on Saturday. We had a 2-run lead. If he gets us to the 9th with a 2-run lead, we probably win.
Yeah, and again, but that doesn't erase the Reynolds 2 runs. I mean, it doesn't. No, it just doesn't.
You're 100% right.
So while you want to always go, and this is the craziest thing about baseball, and I've been doing this stuff for I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about how long I've been doing this. But if you take the starter out and the bullpen blows the lead, it's the manager's fault. If you keep the starter in and he blows the lead, it's still the manager's fault. We never blame the starting pitcher. We never blame the bullpen. We never blame the pitcher that gives it up. It makes me absolutely insane. Why is that always the way it is?
Because we're Pittsburgh Pirates fans.
No, but that just doesn't make any sense. These guys are brought into a game to get guys out. If they don't do it, it's on them, not the manager.
Yeah, but he had struggled yesterday.
Yes, but you know what? If you never put a pitcher back in after a struggle, you know who. This is why I love baseball. And Craig Counsell, as I pointed out, you know who also helped the Chicago Cubs win that game? A man by the name of Michael Busch, who had been 0 for his last 30.
You're right.
So if he strikes out, the Chicago Cubs are, why in God's name are you pinch hitting a guy that was 0 for his last 30? What an idiot. Oh, he gave that game away. We have this guy on the bench that is hitting 345 right now. It is still up to the players to do what they're supposed to do when they're called upon to do it.
Can I ask one more question?
One more, and that's it.
In the 9th inning on that double play ball, it seemed like the pitcher didn't get it to first in time. Did you see that also?
Well, they weren't going to get it either way. I mean, you heard Neil Walker go, oh, I don't know. You were probably watching the game. Maybe you weren't listening. But Neil goes, like, because that you don't want the pitcher to have the ball in that situation. That's a tough situation.
We'll get them tomorrow with Skins.
Yeah, the beauty of it is your Buccos are 9-6 right now. Coming into today's game, they had the second best record of all of baseball. Only the Dodgers had a better record.
They did. Thanks for taking
all right, Bob, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Let's go to Joe in Verona. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Paul. How you doing? Good to hear you.
I'm doing well. Good to hear you.
Good. Listen, I hope I explained this right. I like to look at the box score. So, like the other day, Glass. Remember we had Glass weeks for the Dodgers. Well, he gave like 6 runs, but he went 99 pitches. He went to the 8th. the same guy and another guy pitched the same game. I forget his name. He had 99 pitches. Then there was 98, 93, 97. I'm looking at all the box scores. So like yesterday, Ashcraft went 77, and I don't understand why he let him go another inning. And that's a little bit what's bothering me. It has nothing to do with the pitchers don't do it, the starters or the relievers. I'm afraid that if he don't start stretching him out by July, you're going to tell me how the bullpen's tired. Like the last couple of years, Shelton said, "Oh, my bullpen is tired." But don't you think sometimes isn't he supposed to push these guys out a little more innings, like 77? Shouldn't he be up to like 85 or 90, Paul?
I would hope right now you're at 90. I mean, that's what the 31 games in spring training are for. And that week before you start playing games in spring training, your arm is supposed to be stretched out by the time the season starts. It's not like keep in mind, you're a pitcher and catcher. You report to spring training in the middle of February.
Right.
The middle of February, and then you start throwing. You're on a program. You do a long toss regime, and then you do this, and then you do that. Then you start playing in the games, and you have bullpen sessions to start getting you on your days of rest. If you're in the rotation, you're going to have a bullpen session every 5 days, so you get on that program. Yeah, they baby these guys, and I think it's because the money has become so insane. You have the Garrett Cole. What the Yankees gave him $300 million. And then they had to pay him for almost 2 years to get the Tommy John thing handled. So they haven't figured out, Joe, where and when you're supposed to rest these guys and how you stretch them out, because guys just have random periods of time when their arm just, when you do what they do, when you're hitting the velocity that they hit now, there's no way that's good for your arm. Yeah. There's no way in the world that throwing anything 100 miles an hour is good for your arm.
I know, too bad. I mean, the old days, you throw 96 and Vernon Law, friend, they never went on a DL. But I just don't.
How about Nolan Ryan? I mean, Nolan Ryan into his 40s, he was throwing 150 pitches. I mean, my God, the guy didn't. But that's the exception. And I do understand you want to protect your investment, but at the same time, the only reason you invested in those guys is to win games. So you need to stretch them out. You need to get them. If you don't want your bullpen to be exposed, let your starters go a little longer.
Yeah, it seems like he's afraid to do that.
Well, I don't think he's afraid. I think the powers that be are afraid.
Oh, geez. Well, anyway.
Because you're the ones writing the checks. I mean, you have to understand, that's their investment, and they want them to be healthy. Even if think about, like, if you're going to trade, which you're sadly, at some point you're going to trade Paul Skeens, you want him to be as healthy as possible to bring the biggest return you can.
Yeah.
It's awful, Joe. I just, we're old school people. We're just old school people, and we don't understand. Babe, I mean,
you know that I'm 49.
Oh my God! I mean, you think about Bob Gibson and how many complete games the guy had.
Oh my God!
The strangest thing, there's two things that never happen in sports right now. A pitcher never goes the distance anymore, and they don't call traveling in the NBA. Two things that'll never happen again in our lives.
I seen a guy walk 5 steps the other day in the NBA. 5 steps. You know what? Hey, Paul, I went to my first game in 49 in Forbes Show, so that I'm a diehard, but I just want them to do it right. So
they didn't baby Bob Veal, did they?
Never. That's what I mean. It's all weird, man. But
I know.
Anyway, it's nice to hear your voice because I don't hear it to you too much. And God bless you, man, and have a good summer coming up, Paul.
Joe, thank you very much. God bless you. Let's go to Jeff and Jeanette. Hello, Jeff.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I watched the game. There was 3 plays that turned the whole momentum, in my opinion. First was the check swing that he called strike 3 on Lau.
That was awful. That was awful.
Okay.
That was one. Did you read his lips? Please don't say what you saw him say. But yeah, okay. We can't say that on the air. But I agreed with him 100% because I can read lips pretty well. Yeah, he said, "Are you kidding me?" with a couple of expletives. Yes, are you kidding me?
Exactly.
That was a horrible call.
Okay, then think about this one. What was Lau doing with the pop-up?
Well, the wind. That's what I tried to explain. Someone tried to bring that up earlier. he was under what he thought was going to be where the ball was going to land. And then that if you haven't been to Wrigley, you don't understand what that wind is like. It is insane.
In the Midwest, and I've been there. But
so
he caught it.
Then he fell backwards.
He was firmly planted. He caught it. He was firmly planted.
No, he fell backwards because he was moving backwards. He fell on his butt.
Okay, maybe.
No, what do you mean? He was not firmly planted. He was on his backside. He was firmly planted on his butt on the ground is where he was planted.
No, he caught that ball. He was firmly planted. What I saw. And
Jeff. Do yourself a favor if you want to say that. He ended up on his butt.
Oh, I know he did.
So what do you mean? How are you firmly planted if you end up on your butt? That's not too firmly planted on your feet if you end up on your butt. If you ever been firmly planted on your feet yet end up on your butt, I would say no.
Well, unless he, I don't know why. I don't know why he did it.
Because the ball, again, wind blowing out, he is camped under where he thinks the ball is going to be, and then another push of wind takes it back even further. He loses his balance. He falls on his butt, and they have the most shallow sacrifice fly maybe in the history of baseball.
and then obviously the Reynolds throw. What was
that? What was that?
We've already belabored that point.
But what is that, Jeff? I don't even know what that was.
That was a Cruz mentality.
He was asleep at the wheel, I guess. I mean, it was not an aggressive throw. There was no one advancing. There was no reason to throw the ball anywhere but right to the second baseman or the shortstop, whoever was coming out to get it. That was awful.
Our announcer said it right. He was stuck in between them both and didn't decide either one. So he was like, I'll just throw it in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, we've all done that.
Yeah, right.
We've all done that, right?
Well, I've done it, but I played softball and baseball.
Right.
I didn't play for $13 million a year.
Correct. That's what. Seriously, he bothers me defensively. He really does. You can't hide him. I like his bat.
He doesn't bother me defensively as much as Cruz, though.
No, Cruz is going to be good, and Cruz has gotten since his opener. He's had one little, bobble here, but he has really improved. And talking to a lot of guys that really have worked with him, they all believe he can be a great center fielder. I mean, imagine, he's been an infielder his whole career. And then you throw him out to probably the toughest place to play in all of baseball, except for maybe catcher. It's going to be, you just can't read the ball off the bat like you need to until you just have rep after rep after rep. It takes time. You can't just go get good because you want to. You have to have experience out there, and all those things have to happen. You have to communicate with your other outfielders. You have to take good angles to the ball. You have to read the ball off the bat. You have to understand, and when I was calling baseball, that I did that, I learned to read the sound off the bat. And then another thing I learned, when you're behind home plate calling a baseball game, you watch the outfielders. They move in a way that tells you if the ball's hit hard or not. And a lot of announcers, if you watch, I'm not going to name any names, but there's a lot of guys that, much like, O'Neill Cruz, they can't tell where the ball's going. They call, there's a drive, and then the shortstop catches it. No, that's not a drive. That's a pop-up. And
the balls that are hit straight at you, those can get
the
you
worst.
A little
Oh, they're the worst. Yeah, you can't take an angle.
Yeah, plus if they go straight up in the air, it looks like it has velocity, but it really doesn't have velocity. It's
plus, you don't have that natural instinct that he's going to get, I hope, where he got in so much trouble. That first one that got over his head, he came in before you always take a step back, and then you can adjust. So much easier to go forward after you step back than to come in forward and then have to get back, because you're always in no man's land once that happens.
Right, and then plus the ball doesn't get over your head. Even if it doesn't fall short.
Keep everything in front of you. Exactly. Right. I mean, come on. Right. We were doing that. That's why I get so mad, Jeff, is I love baseball. I played it every day of my life from like 6 years until like 15 years of age. Every single day it was like my passion. And you learn that kind of stuff at like 8 years old.
Right.
Like, these guys are so good and talented, but mainly because they can hit. And as they always say, the bat plays. So they don't really care. Right. They don't really care what you bring defensively. And, if Cruz is going to hit 30 bombs or 35 bombs and Reynolds is going to hit 30, I'll deal with what I saw today, because you know what? You're going to win a lot more games with offense than you're going to lose with a couple defensive gaffes here and there, but it doesn't mean I'm going to like it when they happen.
I agree.
All right, Jeff.
I appreciate you taking my call.
All right, Jeff, my pleasure. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yep, you too.
All right. Unfortunately, even though we really appreciate Guardian Protection, your hometown security company, for protecting the lead. We had a lead that we didn't protect. So I'm just going to say thank you for being there, because had we protected the lead today, the Pirates, well, then we would have been able to do this the justice that it deserves. So why don't we go ahead and get Brian? We'll get Brian in. He'll be our sayonara. He'll be our last call of the show. And we'll move on to our Sunday night, because it's the beginning of the week. And then we have to get ready for 4 with Washington and then 3 with Tampa. And it is a Skeens Monday, by the way. So we do have that to look forward to tomorrow. And oh, by the way, looking ahead to tomorrow's game is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. All right, Brian, I hope you can close strong, because you're going to be our final call of our reaction show today. What do you got for us, Brian?
I'll see what I can do. My thing about Cruz moving to center field, what I really never understood about it is, you take a guy that's played shortstop all of his life and you move him to the outfield because he lacks, you think that he lacks confidence and staying focused, but then you move him to a position in the outfield that might be even more difficult than shortstop to play for those exact reasons.
Well, the reason he moved from shortstop, you see the 9-year, $140 million man at shortstop. So that's why he was no longer going to be, and he's a Gold Glove shortstop. So that's why he had to be moved. Maybe center field wasn't the best place, but Brian, here's the beauty of O'Neal Cruz. If he does figure it out, which I think through repetition and a lot of good coaching and a lot of work, I think he can be a great center fielder. If you were going to build a center fielder on the computer, you'd build O'Neal Cruz.
100%, I agree. I think more importantly with O'Neal Cruz this year is they've actually insulated him in a lineup with professional hitters
100%.
around him that's going to make him more comfortable at the plate, where if I'm a pitcher in the past, he's the only person, him and maybe one other person.
Reynolds was the only other guy you really had to worry about, but now his OPS is well over 1,000. He has an 11-game hit streak. He has 5 home runs. It is all coming together for that guy, and I think he's going to continue to improve in center field.
I definitely agree. My original point was I think he would have been more comfortable in a left field position than in there. But time will tell. He's only been out there for less than a calendar year, over.
And the problem is, if you look at the way that left field is constructed, you basically need, and that's why Reynolds is exposed out there in left, because that is a very big space. With that left field notch, you have to cover as much ground as most people have to cover in any normal center field, because that left field is very spacious back behind you in that left center. That whole area out there is almost, you have to have 2 center field. If you want to be really good defensively like the Padres are in their outfield, you have to have 2 very capable outfielders in both left and center. And they're not, but hopefully they bring enough offense and we don't worry about it.
And that compounds the problem of putting him in center field, is you have a left fielder that's shaky as well. So, you're throwing this guy out there and expecting him to be something that he just actually can't be until he gets the practice and gets the time and reps.
Yeah, but when you lose as many games as they lost last year with good pitching and you're just not scoring any runs, you're willing to make that sacrifice to bring in the offense and give up a little bit on the defensive side, because, as we've seen in this 9-6 start, sometimes they just outscore people. And that's okay. That's a win, too.
Well, and the other point, everybody yelled at him to wear sunglasses. I've played sports. Wearing sunglasses in the depth perception, if you've never done it before, is a really difficult situation to put somebody in that's already in a situation we just talked about. So,
but he was the only guy. He was the only guy in the field at that. And people said that there was not a cloud in the sky, and the sky was so tough that even if it's not comfortable for you, it gives you a better chance. And, he obviously went out the rest of the game with sunglasses on. So that's another thing he better get used to, because with a day like that and a sun like that, you can't look straight up at the sun without sunglasses and expect to pick up the ball.
100%.
All right, Brian, thanks. You finished strong. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I could count on you to be a strong finisher.
Hey, thank you. No problem. Have a good day.
All right, Brian, you as well. All right. Well, that's going to do it. It will be the Buccos, Paul Skeens, and the Nats They have a 4-game series with Washington Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before the Rays roll into town. Okay, Joel Nelson, always a pleasure working with you, my friend. Great to be with all of you today. Tough one for the Bucs. They lose 7-6, but they come home for a 7-game homestand with a record of 9-6. And, oh, yeah, who's your first-place team in the National League Central? Your Pittsburgh Pirates. Enjoy it while you can, and let's hope we get to enjoy it for the majority of the year. All right. Paul Alexander saying have a great week ahead. God bless you all.